Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Menachem Creditor. It's my honor to serve as scholar in residence and rabbi for UJA Federation of New York. We bring you Torah and music, blessing, and community every weekday. We've been doing so since March 18th, 2020. Today it is Yom HaAtzmaut, May 1st, 2025. It is broadcast 1294. It is day 573 since October 7th. Today is a day that we celebrate the state of Israel, the rebirth of the Jewish people in our homeland. And so it's good to see all of you together today. Welcome, my friends. Welcome, Tara and Tracy, Orly and Bensy, Susie. Jason, is that you? It's good to see you. Penny and Emily, Rosa and Sharon, Jack and Deborah, good morning. Shush and Ellen, good morning, friends. Cecile and Jonathan, Sharon and Arlene, Linda, Barry, and Fabrice. Fabrice is with Barbara. They're just finishing lunch or dinner. I don't know what time it is, but it's so good that you're together. I think you met because of our broadcast, and what a blessing it is to have the two of you together sharing time live on the broadcast. Sandy, it's good to see you. Gail and Siona, Dave and Deborah, good morning, friends. Sunday and Lydia and Natalia, hi. Hi, everyone. Debbie and Joyce, Gail, good morning. Hi, Neil. Hope that you are doing well. Helen, good morning. Let's take a breath, sing a bracha, learn some Torah. Here we go. Let's not do that again. So good morning, my friends. Chag Sameach. It is Yom HaAtzmaut. It is a powerful and positive day on our calendar, and I want to make sure that we start today with a different energy than we have for the last 573 days. Let me, of course, mark the time. It is broadcast 1294. And of course, we know that it is 573 days since October 7th. And we must know that today is the 77th birthday of our beloved homeland, the rebirth of the Jewish people on our indigenous soil. Here we are, friends, all these thousands of years after Abraham and Sarah took their steps, these decades since the pioneers established the rebirth of our people. So many decades into this experiment of rebuilding Am Yisrael as a national reality, a nation, not a segmented part of our identity, not a religion the way modern thinkers would place it. Being Jewish is not a component of who we are, it is who we are. And Am Yisrael is beautiful. We are beautiful. I attended a very powerful service last night. There is a tradition to go straight from Yom HaZikaron, Memorial Day, into Yom HaAtzmaut, the day where we remember 30,646 human beings who lost their lives in defense of Medinat Yisrael, the state of Israel, in defense of Am Yisrael, the Jewish people, and as victims of terror just because they are part of Am Yisrael. And we go straight from that intense and very sad reflection on all of the sacrifices into a traditional tekes, a ceremony that often begins with shofar and then goes into hallel, into songs of praise. And just like every holiday on our calendar, be it biblical like Pesach, Shavuot, and Sukkot, be it modern like Hanukkah, or modern like Purim, even though they don't sound so modern, but in Jewish history, that's modern. Well, the most recent holidays that have become part of our landscape of time is an absolute treasure. And we begin today with beautiful, beautiful gratitude for who we are as Am Yisrael and what we've been able to accomplish so far in Medinat Yisrael. Yesterday, all of the area surrounding Jerusalem was on fire. Today it is contained. But we have known that when we say Yerushalayim, Naomi Shemer wrote this, one of the greatest songwriters of Jewish history, saying your name, Kishmech Tzorevet Hasfatayim, because saying the name Yerushalayim, Kenishikat Saraf, is like the kiss of a burning angel. And this powerful anchoring ourselves in our modern rebirth is the way we live. Am Yisrael Chai, my friends. I woke up today so proud to be a Jew, so proud to be part of Am Yisrael, so proud to always face Medinat Yisrael when I pray. That doesn't make the soil what I'm praying to, it makes it the home through which our prayers combine. I have the same relationship with the Kotel. The beauty of the Western Wall and the hard parts of its history. I don't pray to the wall, we pray through it. But all of us facing it is what charges those stones with the electric energy it contains. And so as we do our work, of course, grounding ourselves in the struggles of these last 573 days, these last 19 months, as we deal with the civil, it wasn't a civil war, but it felt close to it, in the 10 months preceding October 7th, over a threatened judicial overhaul, and the modern politics of the Jewish state. We have so much work to do, but how proud we should be that we get to do it. Our children, proud, free Jews, are defending us on the borders of our homeland. They bring our hearts incredible joy and of course worry, but we are finally able to say that we have a home that we get to defend. The door is open to Jews from all around the world and open to friends, non-Jewish and Jewish alike, who want to be part of this grand story that we re-began. And we are strong enough to stop those who would threaten us. We suffered terribly 573 days ago, and 59 of us are still suffering terribly, 24 of whom, please God, are alive, the rest of whom deserve the dignity of a proper burial, and we will not let our guard down again. But what a powerful thing it is to know that that is true, that we can learn from our mistakes and use the strength we have built and the strength we will continue to build to defend our children on campuses, to defend Tel Aviv, to defend the communities in the south and all around Jerusalem, where the highways were shut down because of a fire that was raging. The fire was brought under control by firefighters whose rescue jackets have Hebrew letters on them. We have reborn our own language with deep connections and roots to our biblical heritage, but we are alive. We are alive. I invite you, friends, to let that in, and I know it sounds like such an obvious truth, but say it loud and proud. I am alive. Am Yisrael Chai. As long as we face east, as long as we build our home, as long as we fight for a better Israeli society, as long as we keep our values as fiery as our defense, we are alive. Today is Yom HaAtzmaut. It is a holiday. We sing Am Yisrael Chai. We sing Yerushalayim Shel Zahav, and we sing modern Israeli hip-hop, which was playing just before I began this broadcast and will be blasting as soon as this broadcast is done, because I want Israeli music in my ears today. Modern, Hebrew, rhythmic, powerful music. Even the stuff I don't like, I love, because it's ours. It's ours. What a gift it is to have a home and to fill it with life. To fight for life. As a Jew, my ancestors never could have dreamt that I would have two nieces born in Tel Aviv who are proud Israelis, proud Jews. They never could have imagined that. What a gift it is to fight for our people's safety and health and beauty. Because as much of the work since October 7th has demonstrated, we show up for each other. Whatever failures the governments has demonstrated, and there have been plenty, the people of the state of Israel didn't waste 1 second and showed up for each other in the best prophetic spirit we have ever known. Kol Yisrael arivim zeh lazeh. We are responsible for each other. What a powerful, powerful gift it is to be part of Am Yisrael and to continue writing this history. I want to share 2 texts, not from the Parsha. One of them has become quasi-scripture. Every trip I've ever led to Israel, either ones I've participated in and the ones that I've led, have included this poem by Yehuda Amichai, one of the greatest poets we have ever produced. In Hebrew, it's called Tayarim. In English, it's called Tourists. I want to read the Hebrew and then the English. I ask you to open your heart to the message. Tayarim. Bikurei avelim hem orchim etzlenu, yoshvim biyad vashem, marצינים ליד הכותל המערבי, וצוחקים מאחורי וילונות כבדים בחדרי מלון, מצטלמים עם מתים חשובים בקבר רחל, ובקבר הרצל, ובגבעת התחמושת. בוכים על יפי גבורת נערינו, וחושקים בקשיחות נערותינו, ותולים את תחתונותיהם לייבוש מהיר באמבטיה כחולה וצוננת. פעם ישבתי על מדרגות ליד שער במצודת דוד, את 2 הסלים הכבדים שמתי לידי. עמדה שם קבוצת תיירים סביב המדריך, ושימשתי להם נקודת ציון. אתם רואים את האיש הזה עם הסלים? קצת ימינה מראשו נמצאת קשת מן התקופה הרומית. קצת ימינה מראשו. אבל הוא זז. אמרתי בליבי, הגאולה תבוא רק אם יגידו להם, אתם רואים שם את הקשת מן התקופה הרומית? לא חשוב. אבל לידה, קצת שמאלה ולמטה ממנה, יושב אדם שקנה פירות וירקות לביתו. Here's an English translation. The translation is by Glenda Abramson and Tudor Parfit. Tourists. Visits of condolence is all we get from them. They squat at Yad Vashem, they put on grave faces at the Wailing Wall, and they laugh behind heavy curtains in their hotels. They have their pictures taken together with our famous dead at Rachel's tomb and Herzl's tomb and on the top of Ammunition Hill. They weep over our sweet boys and lust over our tough girls, and hang up their underwear to dry quickly in cool blue bathrooms. Once, I sat on the steps by a gate at David's Tower. I placed my 2 heavy baskets at my side. A group of tourists was standing around their guide, and I became their target marker. You see that man with the baskets just right of his head? There's an arch from the Roman period just right of his head. But he's moving. He's moving. I said to myself, redemption will come only if their guide tells them. You see that arch from the Roman period? It's not important. But next to it, left and down a bit, there sits a man who's bought fruit and vegetables for his family. That's my Israel. That's Am Yisrael. Surrounded by arches from the Roman period, we lasted, and we will buy fruits and vegetables for our children. I want to share one last text. This one a little bit more modern, but if I had my way, this is holy. It's written by a phenomenal voice in Israel today. She has her own blog on the Times of Israel. I've been blessed to publish some words of hers before. Her name is Rachel Sharansky Danziger, and you should know her for who she is, but you should also know where she comes from. Her father is Natan Sharansky, and Rachel is a prophetess of our people. Rachel's voice, it rings in my ears. Friends, this is what she wrote in 2015, adapted in 2017, a new kind of Zionist hero. It's a few paragraphs, so let this in too. In Israel, we grow up in the shade of bigger-than-life heroes. Our teachers instill in us the idea of shlichut, a sense of mission. Our national holidays remind us that independence requires sacrifices. The army and its legacy await us, but once we enter our 20s, the minutiae of daily life takes central stage. From heroes in training, we turn into students and professionals, spouses and parents. We who grew up preparing to save the world find ourselves worrying about exams and the cost of cottage cheese. Why, I thought then, can't I have a proper challenge? Many of us share this frustration. We dream of being trailblazing leaders and modern-day Abrahams, but history chose to give us Isaac's lot. Like Isaac, we inherit a path from our parents, and the glory of their heroism is beyond our reach. But is Isaac's lot any less important than Abraham's? If our generation doesn't maintain our predecessors' achievements, what will remain of their efforts? Furthermore, an established state requires different ideals than a state in the making. It's our lot to maintain Israel. It is our shlichut, our mission to improve it. It is our shlichut as citizens to strengthen civil society by creating opportunities for dialogue on the local and national level. It is our shlichut as parents and educators to break down the founders' grand ideals into ideas that our kids growing up free and comfortable can relate to and embrace. It is our shlichut as young professionals to ensure that our various fields contribute to a just society instead of breaking it apart on the altar of individual ambition. It is our shlichut as Zionists to stand guard and thrive, not merely survive, making sure that the very prosperity and freedom our parents dreamed of won't blind us to each other's needs, to the bigger purpose of being a model society, or detract from the communal values that inspired the state's founding in the first place. As we face Isaac's path, the routines of daily life become important. We brought you here, my father said at my wedding, but it is up to you to build a life here. Our parents' heroism enabled us to establish a living, happy society in Israel. As we participate in civil society, as we interact with each other, as we do our jobs well, we are building Israel from within. Well, friends, you and I, no matter where we are in the world, are part of this grand story. Our ancestors brought us here, and we are privileged as Jews in the world today to celebrate our homeland on its 77th birthday. We will fight to bring our brothers and sisters home. We will fight to protect our borders. We will celebrate the young people who defend the borders of the people Israel. We will appreciate all of the members of the diaspora, the Jewish dispersion, who know what it is to fight for a global people and also know what it is to be at home. I will tell you a story with which I'll close, a story that changed my life in the simplest of ways, in the spirit of Yehuda Amichai's poem Tourists that we read, and in the spirit of Rachel Sharansky Danziger's incredible notion of what it is to be a descendant, a spiritual descendant of our people. I grew up in the United States with a name no one could say. I had a very hard time with a name like Menachem. My bus driver couldn't say my name. My grandfather couldn't say my name. I had a hard time with that. It took me a long time to deal with my name, and I did what so many people with, quote, strange-sounding names do in the United States. When I went to get coffee, I would use a passing name, just so that I wouldn't have to spell my name again for one more person and deal with that. The strangeness of being seen as a stranger. I just didn't want it. And it was because of my name. I remember, must have been, 25. Already a rabbi in Israel at the Malcha Mall in Jerusalem. And I went to Aroma, the coffee shop. Love that coffee. Tastes better because it's coffee made at home. And I stood at the register to place my order. And the barista was this young woman, nose ring, tattoos. And she said to me with perfect Hebrew, because that's who we are now, "Ma ta rotzeh? What do you want?" And I said, "Café afuch," which is Hebrew for cappuccino. In Israel today, most people just say cappuccino, but we say café afuch. And she spoke into the microphone to the back kitchen. First she said, "Ich korim lecha," what's your name? I said, "Menachem." So she says into the microphone, "Café afuch le Menachem." And I burst into tears. Because I got to say my name. And my Jewish sister could say it perfectly. I didn't need to spell it. I didn't need to translate my soul so that I could have a cup of coffee. I was home. Israel is so much more than that, but it represents so much. To have a Hebrew name and to know what home means. I bless us, friends, with the joy of Yom HaAtzmaut. Yes, yes, we are not out of this fight. Yes, the most important thing, the moral obligation of a free people is to leave no one behind. We know that. But our firefighters have Hebrew letters on their jackets. Our soldiers have Hebrew letters on their insignias. They learn Jewish values when they fight for Jewish lives. We are not done with the fight. We have never been done with the fight. And if history is any lesson, we won't be done with the fight, but we have shown up ready to live. We're not going into any good night, not gently and not gently. We are going into light. Am Yisrael Chai is a promise that there will be light for the coming generations of Jews in this world. There will be dignity for the coming generations of Jews in this world. There will be safety and home. And we will do our work as Jews in the world, contributing to global welfare. That is what we are called to do, and what a blessing to be all of these things we are. Am Yisrael Chai means all of it. And what a gift to be all of it. So before we sing Hatikva today, say to yourself, and friends, I know how privileged we are to have stalwart members of our community, every day learning Torah with us, who are not Jewish themselves. You are my sisters and brothers, and I include you in my definition of Am Yisrael. This community is so proud to hold you. We are stronger because we are together. And in this moment, I lift with pride my tribe. Happy birthday, Medinat Yisrael. Chag Sameach. It must be a happy Chag. We must find the joy today, sing it out, and let it animate our bodies and our souls so we can do the necessary work to bring them home and rebuild. We've got this. Onward. Chag Sameach, my friends. Sing with me. Sing to all of our sisters and brothers. Sing to all of them. Kol hod balevav penima nefesh Yehudi homia ulefatei mizrach kadima ayin letzion Sophia od lo avda tikvateinu hatikva bat shnot alpayim liot am chofshi be'artzeinu eretz Tzion v'Yerushalayim Liot am chofshi be'artzeinu Eretz Tzion v'Yerushalayim. Bring them home now. Am Yisrael Chai. Chag Sameach, my friends. See you tomorrow.